Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is December 31st, 2019. Let's see how many times next year, in the beginning of next year, that I say 2019 when I'm doing videos. Takes me a while to get back on track and get it into the right year. But anyway, last day of the year. And as you can see, all the snow had melted, and so now we have snow. So anyway, I just wanted to, I wanted to show you, we'll go over here real quick. So now that it's better light, I wanted to show you the door. And so I'm going to show you how it's recessed in here. So it's recessed in, came out really, really well. Very, very pleased on how it came out. I see all the chickens are like, nope, we're done. They're all in the house. So they've had enough. Dogs are out there a little bit, but I'll bring them in after this video's over with. So I'm going to actually step in here. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so yeah, so there's the door to the greenhouse now in place, so that's nice. Okay, so let's do, I kind of wanted to do a video today, just kind of the year in review, talk about a few things and stuff like that, and you know, more plans for next year, and you kind of have to set new goals, you know, each year to what you want to get accomplished. I can honestly say, guys, that I got a lot more accomplished this year than I ever could have imagined. Coming into this year, my goals were to get the chicken house finished and get chickens. They were to get the new solar rack up, and those were my two primary goals this year. So we started out the year, and I had taken down 9 trees last fall, and they were all laying down because it's like right after we took them all down, then the snows came, and they laid there all winter. And then so this spring, the first thing I had to do was to get those trees cleaned up, bucked up, that wood all split and put over in the wood pile. So that was like one of the first things that we did this spring. I had Bill come in with the bulldozer, open up the area that I wanted to get opened up. He dug the trench for us, and so we got that part of it done. You can hear the snow hitting the greenhouse. So we got that part done. So we opened up more in the back and cleaned that up and got stumps out and all that type of stuff. So, you know, that was opening up that back part a little bit better was a, you know, another win. So that was like a bonus. We got the solar rack in, you know, and so that was a priority that I wanted to get done this year, and we got that done. And so, you know, that was a huge accomplishment. Getting the chicken coop finished up, and then getting the chickens, and then putting in the chicken run, and, you know, getting the dog run up, and it's just, you know, everything kind of like came together. Then being able to get the greenhouse and getting this up, get the covering on now before the end of the year. Just the weather cooperated, it worked out great. I had some great helpers with, you know, John and Patty coming out here and helping out. It was awesome, you know, and getting things set up the way that they are now. Just, you know, everything came together, and it was absolutely a tremendous year. The channel has grown this year. You know, the Prepper Nurse 1 community has gotten bigger. You know, we're a huge family, and you know that's kind of the way I look at you guys. You know, you guys tune in every day to see what we've done, to see what we've accomplished, and it's you know, you don't, a lot of times you don't want to disappoint your family. And so that's kind of, like I said, that drives me as well, because I want to make forward progress. I want to make things happen. And, you know, it's like, so you do that for family. You want, you know, to please your family. So, you know, getting those things done and getting things squared away has been just, it's been awesome. And, you know, like I said, this year has just been great. It was just a fantastic year. You know, getting to spend that time with my children, and being able to, you know, be home full time and to work on projects, to have the time to be able to get things done, to be able to be, you know, home for my daughter's senior year of high school, and to be able to spend that time with her before she went off to college. And I knew it was going to be different, when she left, but when you spend, I mean, for me, my whole life has been about my children. Anybody who watches my channel knows that my kids are, I always tell people I have 3 priorities. My kids are my number 1 priority, my number 2 priority is my kids, and my number 3 priority is my kids. So my kids have been, my whole world for a very, very long time. And so, now, Heather's in college, and, it's, that's different. It's definitely different. Eddie decided to go and live with Mom once he turned 18, and that's different, so it's a different thing. So now I'm into a new phase of my life, obviously, and, that happens. I mean, that's part of life, as we get older. The kids grow up, they leave, and they go do their own thing, and, but, when you have that time flies. That time goes by so fast. When I see people with little kids, I always tell them, enjoy that time because it goes by so fast. I have been very, very blessed to be able to be in a position where I was able to leave work. In February, it will be 2 years since I worked, for anybody else. So I just, I do YouTube and I work around my property and I have my website and stuff like that. So very, very blessed to be able to be in a position where I don't have to work for anybody else anymore. And again, that comes down to, I had somebody ask me recently in a comment, and they said, well, we're off grid as well, and both my husband and I work full-time jobs. Why don't you have a full-time job? Well, why do you care? If I don't have to have a full-time job, if I can be in a position where I don't have to go work for somebody else, why would you not want to do that? Anybody. I mean, not necessarily having to be off grid, but if you had your choice, and this is something I would like to ask people, and this is a very legitimate question. If you had your choice, would you rather be your own boss and do what you want to do, or did you rather go work for somebody else and deal with the politics and the BS and everything else with it? I have been a nurse for 25 years. I did my time. I was a CNA for 5 years before that. It is a job that the burnout rate is tremendously high, and you have a lot of people that will get into nursing, and 10 years later, they're not a nurse anymore. So to be able to be in the field for 30 years and do that, was definitely a blessing. It was a good career, and I enjoyed doing it for the most part. The last couple of years, I'm going to be honest with you, the last couple of years that I worked as a nurse, I didn't enjoy it anymore. And when you don't enjoy something anymore, why do it? Okay? And so I was able to be in a position where I could be home full time. I got to spend a lot more time with my children, which, like I said, time you can never get back. And to be off that hamster wheel and not have those expenses that I had before, that's an awesome, awesome feeling. And so being in that position to be able to be here full time and to, get up and decide, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to get accomplished today? And if there's days I don't feel like doing nothing, I don't do nothing. That's the reality of it, So, that's it. I'm very, very blessed to be in that position. And so, but I enjoy, and see, here's the thing is, if you're doing anything in life, you better do something that you enjoy. This has been my dream to live off grid, to, be able to be in a position where I can be as self-sufficient as I possibly can be. Now, this greenhouse is the next phase of that. Getting things done, getting the solar squared away to a point where, it's going to be better, and that's still being tweaked. And like I said, the next step is new batteries for that as well. So next year's goals. Okay, so I'm rambling, and I don't mean to ramble, but I just, this has been my dream, and I'm getting to follow my dream, and I get to document it and share it with you guys. So how is that not a bad thing? That is, in me, it's a complete win-win, because I show people that this is possible. An average guy with not a tremendous amount of skills as far as, carpentry skills or, plumbing skills or electrical skills or whatever. I don't have all those skills. I was a nurse. That's what I did. I did that for a very long time. I took care of people. I know how to do nursing, and I'm very good. I was a very good nurse. So, And I've worked with some tremendous people through the years, and that, I've been very lucky in that aspect as well. But anyway, so goals for next year. Let's talk about those real quick. So I want to get the new battery room in. We got where we're going to put it. I want to get that in. So I got to have a load of dirt brought in first. Once that load of dirt is brought in and I get that in place, then I will get a building in there, okay? And I think what we're going to probably end up doing is doing it ourselves, building a building. So we're going to work on that. And so once that is in place and done, then we're going to switch the battery room from where it's presently at over to the area over here by the solar panels. So it's a shorter run, so you're not losing as much, and it's going to be, a better thing, and it's strictly going to be for that purpose, for the battery room, the charge control, the inverter, all that's going to be right there. Upgrading the batteries are going to happen this next year. So we're going to go from lead acid batteries to lithium ion batteries. So that is definitely going to happen this year coming up. Getting this greenhouse up and functioning, getting the aquaponics set up, get it set up so that I can grow, in here and figure out how I'm going to do everything. One of the things that I've been contemplating lately that I'll share with you, I want to do geothermal here, okay? The problem is our water table is very high up here on the property. When we dug the trench, which obviously can't see, but when we dug the trench for the solar panels, we hit water down there maybe about 6 feet. And so I hit a spring. So realistically, probably geothermal is not going to be something that's going to be able to be done here. So I do have the line here for the propane. Okay, so I could get something set up where I have a heater in here with a propane heater and keep it at 55, 60 degrees or something like that. Another option is run some piping from the house out to the greenhouse here and excess heat from the wood stove and stuff, and have that pumped into here as well. So those are some things that I'm looking at, and I have to really figure out what way we're going to do that. Okay. So those are other things that are going to happen this year. So I'm going to work on that. I want to get my root cellar in this year, okay? And I don't care if the root cellar doesn't get into the fall. That's a project that I want to have worked on this year coming up. And so, there's a lot of things that I want to do. A lot of other small projects that we'll work on as well. And like I said, as we do things, I will share everything with you guys and sharing our successes and failures, as I always do. If I screw up, I will be the first to admit that I screwed up and tell you what I did wrong, so you don't follow in those same footsteps and screw up like we did. But, it's a learning process. All of it is. And so like with the greenhouse and doing this, it's going to be a learning process, and I can't wait to share it with you. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But, so that's kind of what I just wanted to do. I kind of wanted to do a review video, talk about some plans for next year and some of the things that we want to get done. But then there's always regular stuff that has to happen. I got to get wood for the year, and I'll do that early in the spring. I want that wood done in the spring. I may build a woodshed also this next year, and get that in place. So that way, because I really would like to, instead of using tarps all the time, I definitely need to have a woodshed, and so that is something that will be a high priority for this next year as well. So like I said, there's a lot that has to happen and go on. But we'll get it done, and it'll all come together, and it always does. It always does. So, we'll just work at it methodically. If we have some speed bumps in the road, you have to expect those. Those are going to happen. You're going to run into those speed bumps. But if you just keep working at things methodically, things come together. They always do. And this year, like I said, this year has been a tremendous year for us here at the Homestead. And we got a lot accomplished. And with the kids growing up and, Heather off in college full time and Eddie leaving and going and living with Mom now, that's been an adjustment, I'll be honest with you. And it's weird. It's still weird. But it's like, what? You have to let him go. And if Eddie wants to come back, he's always welcome to come back. Heather's still going to come home, like for the breaks and stuff like that. And that's fine. And, she's... be home over the summer, of course, and stuff like that, which is also fine. But, it's just, when she graduates from college, then, who knows where she's going to end up going. But, it's an interesting thing. The whole thing is very interesting. And it's been, I'll tell you what, I am one of the luckiest people, in my opinion. No matter what has happened in my life, I've been very, very blessed. For the most part, I've had great health and haven't had a whole lot of sickness. And so, that's been a blessing. And, whatever I've had during my life sickness-wise, I've dealt with it, and you move on. There's nothing else to do. But, it's just, I can't say, I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I have 2 great children. I have a great stepson. And, I got to watch them grow up and raise them and be an influential part of their lives, which is a blessing in itself. So, a lot of good things, a lot of good things. I'm looking forward to this next year. I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. So Happy New Year. I'm going to get off here because I'm rambling away. But Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's happy. Just be happy, That's the biggest thing. Happiness obviously is 100% choice, and that's my opinion. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. To me, it's a lot better being happy than it is to be miserable. So I want to wish everybody a very, very happy new year. Please be safe. Don't drink and drive tonight, guys. Don't get out there. Don't give them an excuse to give you that ticket. Get a designated driver if you're going to drink, or take that taxi home. Just be smart, because those freaking DWIs, number one, you could hurt somebody, you could kill somebody. If you get stopped at a checkpoint with a DWI and they get you, you're screwed. And there's just, it's cost way too much money, so it's just not worth it. So anyway, I will talk to you all later. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's real important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Also remember STD, guys. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else. All right? I hope everybody has a great night tonight. Be safe. Be happy. And I will see you guys next year. Looking forward to it. I'll be live streaming tomorrow, normal time, 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time. And we'll just start the new year right. Okay? I will talk to you all later. Prep Nurse 1 out for now. And just really quickly, thank you. Thank you all. I really do appreciate it. Okay? Bye.